I found her! I found her! Mr. Johnson shouted as he ran around the park like a madman. Observers could not help but laugh at a man wearing a designer suit running around the park. Mr. Johnson was overjoyed. He had found the love of his life. He had been looking for Rachel for 6 years, ever since the night to remember the incident. His parents had tried to arrange a marriage for him, but none of the girls introduced to him moved his heart. Mr. Johnson's face brimmed with joy as he marveled at the thought of being with Rachel again. But now, he had to contain his excitement because she was probably married. He needed to gather as much information as possible with regards to what she has been doing the past 6 years. Mr. Johnson asked his bodyguards to trail Rachel and the little boy and find out where they lived, her relationships, and where she worked. Back at work, Mr. Johnson was very excited and shared with his best friend Tim that he had found the woman who made such a deep impact in his life, a woman he would never forget. When he arrived at this new branch, Mr. Johnson had asked Tim to help him look for Rachel. Tim had also shared with him his secret that he had a crush on a single lady from work. They were close friends, but she seems to have not moved on from her previous relationship. He explained that she is a single parent. She refuses to let any man help her. She gives the impression that she is still waiting for the father of the baby to come back. The two would comfort each other and update each other on progress with regards their relationships. One day, Tim invited Mr. Johnson to his son's birthday party. Upon arrival at his friend's house, Mr. Johnson was greeted by the little boy from the park. "What are you doing here?" he asked. His friend Tim came out to greet him, followed by Rachel. There was an awkward moment of silence. Rachel's heart skipped. What was her boss doing here? Memories of that night to remember started flowing back. Mr. Johnson looked as handsome as ever. Get a grip, she told herself. This was not the time to feel butterflies in the stomach. It is that handsomeness that got her into the mess she was now in. Single with a child who did not know his father. Rachel had never dated any other man after Mr. Johnson. She was secretly hoping that one day he would come for her. Meanwhile, Mr. Johnson could not understand what was going on. He could not understand why Rachel was with his best friend from work. It was evident that Tim was not aware of the previous relationship between him and Rachel. "Young man, I thought you said you didn't have a father," Mr. Johnson said jokingly to the little boy. "I am his godfather," Tim said. At that moment, Mr. Johnson remembered that Tim has a one-sided relationship with a single parent. This must be the lady. "Damn, we are in love with the same girl. What a strange twist of fate," Mr. Johnson muttered to himself. Mr. Johnson was going to find time to talk to him alone so that Tim knows that this is the girl he has been looking for. Rachel and Tim were very close friends. They looked out for each other both at work and outside work. A lot of their workmates thought they were dating, or at least encouraged them to date. Then suddenly the unexpected happened. Tim suddenly stopped the music to make an announcement. Tim went down on his knees and said to Rachel, "Will you marry me?" Mr. Johnson froze in shock. His heart was pounding. He could hardly breathe. He did not know whether Rachel was going to say yes or no. Look out for part 4 of A Night to Remember. Follow, like, share, and repost, for I am posting exciting stories like these every day.